Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Carter. I love talking about movies, comic books, superhero movies, and horror movies. And last night I had the awesome opportunity to go to a secret screening at my local theater chain, Megaplex, and I saw Novocaine. Novocaine is the new Jack Quaid action comedy vehicle where essentially Jack Quaid can't feel pain. And so he lives his life as kind of a sheltered, mild-mannered guy. He meets this girl at the bank that he works at that he really likes, and one day when she gets kidnapped, he decides to go after her. What I really liked about the movie was the tone. I'm a big fan of Jack Quaid. I think he does really well in The Boys when the writing doesn't let him down. You can see a more wholesome Jack Quaid here, unlike his roles in Companion and Scream 5, where he can have like a sinister undertone, or some episodes of The Boys where he just snaps. Jack Quaid here really is just like Jack Quaid, where he's the guy that mostly everyone likes. There's a lot of people out there that are just like, oh, he's just so likable. Like, he has one of those faces where you just kind of like him. If you don't like him, well, he gets the crap beaten out of him in this movie, so I guess you have your cake and eat it too right there. I thought the movie had some really good effects, some really fun set pieces. I really enjoyed all the stunts they did. They throw Jack Quaid around like he's a wrecking ball. They just absolutely demolish this guy throughout the course of the film. He takes so much punishment. Really, everyone takes a ton of punishment here. And those are my favorite kind of action movies, where people can just take an absurd amount of punishment and just get back up and keep fighting. I think it's just really fun. It adds to the energy here, and it definitely adds to the tone that they're going for in this film. I also really enjoyed Jacob Batalon and Amber Midthunder here. They're both very charming in the roles they play. I thought they had great chemistry with Jack Quaid as well. The standout for me here was Nicholson, who was in Smile 2 last year. He was phenomenal there, and here he just gets to ham it up and just be as over the top as possible, which I genuinely loved. He was just so funny, bouncing off the walls, doing whatever he wanted, saying whatever he wanted, just being this total dick, and I just had a blast watching him on screen. I thought that the tone of the movie felt very like satirical, almost to like a parody point, and it knew what it was, and it played up the goofiness and the corniness to an extent. I think that the effects were really well done, especially when in the trailer you see his hand go into a deep fryer, and throughout the film you just see his hand get more and more destroyed, and it is really gross what they're able to do with the effects here. There's a lot of moments that just make you wince and make you like close your eyes, which I thought were the most impactful parts of the film, because he can't feel pain. Might as well push it to the extremes, might as well push this concept to the farthest it can go, and I really enjoyed when they did that. However, it wasn't all perfect. I think that there are definitely some mixed and negative aspects about this film. One of them being, I think that it definitely lost steam towards the end. It kind of lost sight of what made the film so fun. It kind of lost sight of that like parody, satirical nature. I mean, you're in the film to see Jack Quaid can't feeling pain, right? And it does focus on some detectives at some point. I get why they did that, but sometimes it definitely loses its way. I think the pacing could have been tightened up a little bit, and I do wish that they kept like the full speed ahead they have in some sequences, where it's just like non-stop like action, violence, he's fighting. I think that would have been really fun. I get why they didn't, but part of me just feels like this film was missing just a little something. It was missing one key aspect to really take it to greatness. Right now, I can't put my finger on what that is. I think it's a combination of just not fully leaning into the fun concept of the film. I think it's a little bit that the jokes, mostly like the one-liners, didn't really hit for me. Sometimes they focus on like Jack Quaid being so sheltered and innocent that it just kind of falls flat. I wish that they kind of just had him evolve into a more unfiltered character with his dialogue throughout the film. I think he kind of does, but not to an extent. I wish they just kind of pushed it just a little bit more. It's a good movie. By no means did I not enjoy this film. I just think that it really could have been pushed to be a little more in the editing room, in the script, and with the stunts they did on screen. As far as the negatives go, I do think that some of the dialogue here, you can tell they're going for like a corny type of movie. Like, obviously it's completely silly. I think they could have pushed it a little more, or toned it down. It feels like it's in this awkward middle stage where some of the dialogue is extremely serious and on the nose, and other dialogue is just genuinely goofy and sappy and doesn't quite work the way that you would want it to. There were some moments of emotion here that I thought worked well, but I do think that it's a movie that's trying to have a few different things, and I think it should have just leaned into one complete side. Much like The Monkey that just came out last week or 2 weeks ago, The Monkey is a film to where it's trying to do a couple different things, and after walking out, in my eyes, I think it should have just tried to stick with one thing. Novocaine is much similar beast when it comes to that. Now, again, by no means did I dislike this film. I think it's a fun, energetic film with lots of great stunts, lots of great effects, and I really enjoy Jack Quaid, so I get a lot of mileage out of him, and Nicholson was a ton of fun. I am really excited to see what the directors and writers do next, as it was just very energetic, and I could definitely use a lot more of like high energy type movies on screen. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Baby Driver, just being that like high energy, very in your face, which I do enjoy. So overall, I'm going to give Novocaine like a 6.5 out of 10, maybe a 7. I might need to rewatch this one. This is probably one that I'd throw on when I'm like cleaning my shoes or something. But overall, I did enjoy Novocaine. I guess it isn't out yet, so I was just about to say, like, let me know what you think about it. It's not out yet. As always, have a great rest of your day.